Amanda!
God, Evan! Evan, Sam, he shot him! Please, it burns. Evan, it's okay. Okay.
There's a lot of blood.
Sam, he saved my life.
I know. Don't worry. We'll get him to a hospital.
Evan, George, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. All right? Evan, please.
Come on, man.
Evan! Sam, do something!
Why do you imagine you have the right to judge Sharlene?
She just told the whole world she was a prostitute.
So what? Is your past so squeaky clean?
I never slept with men for money.
What did you sleep with them for?
Your sheets were ruffled a few times,
Did
too,
you see how
Rachel.
upset Matthew was?
Rachel, you never liked Josie or Sharlene
That's
either.
not true.
It isn't. The last thing in the world you wanted was for Matthew to marry that girl.
That didn't have to do with marriage, Donna. It had to do with the fact that they're both teenagers. Marriage had nothing to do with it.
Stranger things have happened. Look at your daughter.
Look at your daughter.
May I remind you that my daughter is the mother of your first grandson.
This is getting us nowhere, Donna.
No, it's not.
Let's get back to work.
Fine.
Iris has covered her tracks very well.
Most reptiles do.
There must be some place that she has hidden this stuff. Some place that she's hidden all of her shady business dealings.
Even crooks like Iris can't hide from death and taxes.
Taxes.
You don't think...
Jerry Posner, I know her accountant. If she has any connection at all with Bennett Publishing, he would know that.
Maybe she's a tax evader, too.
No. She's too smart to take on the government.
Well, if she filed on time, it would be all fresh in Jerry's mind.
You know Jerry?
Yes, he's Michael's accountant, and he's a male chauvinist.
I'm going to call Jerry. I'm going to get him over here. I'm going to say that Iris and I are having trouble tracing some sort of tax document or something. And we'll work out the details. 6, 5, 6. Later.
Remember, he is a male chauvinist, and he thinks women are idiots,
right,
and they don't know how to do anything with money.
Yeah, hello. Yes, it's Rachel Corey here. Yeah, is Jerry in? Urgent. Yeah, sorry. Okay, thanks. Jerry, it's Rachel Corey. Right, well, I'm over here at Iris's penthouse, and Iris and I are having a little trouble tracing some tax documents, and we were wondering if...
Jerry, hi. This is Donna Hudson. Yes, it seems that the three of us are having a bit of a problem here. Rachel and Iris and me. Yes, we've neglected just a few minor details on our tax returns. Well, for one, the ambassador to Peru gave Iris and me 2 gorgeous black llama... Oh, she didn't tell you that either? Oh, dear. Yes, I'm free now. And could you bring Iris's tax returns too? Lovely. Jerry, thank you. Oh, don't mention this to Mac or Michael. They'd be absolutely furious with both of us. Okay, we'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.
Donna, you're a real pro.
You see, I felt like I was in that war, too.
Go on.
I don't think I'll ever forget the day I found out Floyd had been killed. The doorbell rang and 2 soldiers in full military dress were standing there, and I started to cry before I even knew that Floyd had been killed.
And you were all alone.
Yeah, I didn't have anything. I was living in a closet of an apartment. I was waiting for Floyd to come home so we could get on with our lives. Living off of his military salary. I couldn't do anything for myself. Couldn't balance a checkbook. Floyd did all those things, you know.
Couldn't you move back with your family?
Oh, come on, they had their own problems.
Wouldn't they have helped?
No, They were so angry with me for marrying Floyd so young in the first place. I just couldn't stand the I told you so. You know, I had an awful lot of pride.
There were no jobs?
I barely had a high school diploma. I was so depressed half the time after Floyd had died, I could barely get myself out of bed in the mornings either.
How did it all happen?
One day, I had to go to the base to sign some release forms for Floyd's military things, you know. His personal things. And there were men in uniform everywhere. And they all looked like Floyd. They were, on the last day that I saw him, you know, they were, oh, innocent, ready to fight, anxious. And none of them knew what they were getting themselves into. There was one kid. A boy, that's all he was. He was a boy. And he saw me wandering around, and I was sort of lost, and came up to me, and he asked me how much. And I told him he had the wrong idea. Well, he apologized like crazy, and he offered to buy me a drink, and he was a sweet kid. He was. He told me how brave my husband was, and he had just come back from Vietnam himself. I was lonely. We went to a hotel. I needed him to hold me. Anyway, all that mattered to me was that I could feel a warm body next to me. When I woke up the next morning, he was gone, but he left $50 on the nightstand.
He was a kid, Sharlene. He was just a stupid, insensitive kid.
No, John, he was the first. There were others after him, but I remember him best. I remember him best because when I took that money, I felt disgusting. And then I remembered that my electricity was going to be cut off. The government had stopped sending checks. And I was hungry, and so I took it. And then I went back there that night, and I did it again and again, and they were all the same. They were happy, they were full of life. They made me forget about Floyd for a night. Helped me pay the bills. I slept with them because of the control it gave me over my life and because I needed comfort. I called it comfort. They called me a whore. Well, I knew that when I told you, you'd never be able to look me in the eye again. But I don't blame you, John, I really don't, because, you know something? As bad as you feel right now, I feel worse. See, I have to live with this the rest of my life. You don't.